welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
$2K Sports presents Thursday night of the NBA. And we've got a quick moment now to take a look at the long-term rebounding numbers over several seasons for DeAndre Jordan.
It's a concerning trend for him. Whether he's lost some strength or just isn't putting in as much effort on the glass as he used to, he's not rebounding nearly as effectively anymore. And that's something that needs to change.
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. We've got Durant. Jordan is out there with Harris. Then it's Harden, and it's Shamet in at the point. And for Los Angeles, Jackson is out there with Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Batum in at the 4 spot. A nice shot by George. Some veterans on these teams, Clark. What are you looking for and how that will impact the game?
Well, I think both of these teams have a really solid roster. And I love the blend of experience and youth. When you have NBA experience on the floor, there's just a level of play that you see at the defensive end that makes it enjoyable for me. I think that's what we'll see tonight. Experienced pros getting after it.
And here is Zubac after the three-pointer from KD. George looking over the floor. Shot clock at 6. And then George with the jam.
Yeah, you know, George really enjoys being in the air. I mean, this guy has great body control and bounce, and his slams at times can be absolutely sick.
And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet weren't set on that screen. Easy call.
Yeah, I agree. You know, sometimes that can be a tough call for the refs to make, but not that time. It was easy there.
Now here's Jackson. Taking a look at the scoring numbers, right now he averages about 9 points a game. Leonard fires away from outside. And the first shot of the night for him, no good. Shamet kicks to KD. Harden outside. A floater, and good that time. Harden's got his second bucket tonight.
Incredible control on that floater. Harden is fantastic at putting just the right amount of touch on these very difficult and delicate shots.
Now here's Jackson. Pass to Zubac. Back to Jackson. Goes up with a stripe. Chalk up 2 there.
Poor design there defensively. They know he's a knockdown shooter from that spot.
And you do not want to let him get going early because that can get you cooked.
Here's Jordan. He had 10 points in the win against the Pacers in Indianapolis. Harden the pass to Jordan. Outside, KD. The Nets need to get a shot off here. And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. The pass to Batum. Here's Leonard. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
You know, Batum is not just a scorer. He's a really good all-around player, very effective at finding the open man, too.
Durant against Leonard. Left side, Harris. Passes it to Shamet. Takes the 3. He can't get it to go. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. They come into this one following the loss to the Mavericks.
Hey, they had their opportunities, but let's face it, they choked from the line. Hard to win that way on the road.
Hey, knocking down free throws in a hostile environment is really about the battle of the mind.
And finished off by KD.
For a dynamic wing with freakish length, Durant is the ideal alley-oop target.
First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. Outside Leonard. Zubac finds Leonard. Back to Zubac. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. The Clippers shooting their first free throws tonight. The first trip to the stripe in this one.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Yeah, guys, they can feel very good about themselves when you bring up those statistics. Impressive numbers.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. Johnson, the pass to Claxton. In the corner, it's Griffin. Brown outside. Outside Irving. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. Kennard on the wing. Over Johnson. Up again. It's good on the putback.
You know we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Irving looking for an opening. Brown the pass to Griffin. Outside Irving. Baseline Jay on the way. They get the rebound.
And the second chance becomes a dunk. We could feel over here.
GA, such a good, aggressive play in the paint.
Guys, it's all about persistence on the offensive glass. You just can't ever give up on a play.
A good. And catching up with Luke Kennard before the game, he discussed.
This game, it's.
You know this, it takes time mentally for the game to slow down.
It's a great point. This is why most championship teams are laden with seasoned veterans. You can't rush experience. It happens at its own pace.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
I think they're going to be happy with how they played here early on.
I agree with you. I mean, they hit the ground running, had a strong start to the game that they're hoping they can manage the rest of the way.
They've got Morris. Kennard is out there with Lou Williams. And it's Oturu in at the center position. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Brooklyn trailing. Irving passes to Brown. So they take the lead. Brown's got the first basket of the second quarter for Brooklyn.
Just focusing on the task at hand, that's all you can do.
Yeah, these teams trading punches right now. I mean, it's table tennis. Back and forth we go.
Williams passes to Oturu. And a missed layup. Brooklyn with the ball. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. They get to take on the Magic at Orlando after this one. That'll be the last game of their very short 3-game road tour. The shot by Williams, no good.
That's exactly the look they wanted, guys. Right guy, right play, wrong result.
Green hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. Green's got the lead up to 3 now for the Nets. The Clippers have gone 0-4 in the second quarter. Obviously, that needs to change. Irving with the steal. Lays it in off the breakaway. Irving's got his first points in this one.
Tip of the hat to Irving there. He ignited the break with this underappreciated part of his game. His defense. Quick hands help on both sides of the court.
Pass to Kennard. Morris against Green. 6 to shoot. Morris kicks to Williams. Down low. Out to Morris. With the shot. And again, no good by the Clippers.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Here's Griffin. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. And it's a 7-point Nets lead.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Williams passes to Kennard. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. Greg, who are your favorite players to watch in the NBA?
Boy, that's a tough one. You gotta like the guys that have changed the game in some regards, right? Steph, KD, and Giannis. Those are 3 guys that are just doing things that don't seem normal.
True.
Then others who remind you of past greatness. Jason Tatum with Kobe, or maybe an Anthony Davis with the King. And those are guys that I love. And then the other guy, listen, LeBron James. I can watch him play basketball every day. To do what he's done at this stage of his career, I just think it's incredible. And I think our game is in great shape.
Agree on all counts. Nets passing it around. Here's the lob to Harden. Paul George with the steal. And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. The layup missed.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamour stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
In the corner, Shamet with it. Pass to KD from downtown. The offensive rebound. Jordan kicks to Harden. And again, it's the Nets missing.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Well, that looked to me, guys, like a heat check and was maybe a step out of his range.
And dropping the sledgehammer there, he curbs a 10-0 run by Brooklyn.
KD passes to Jordan. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Clippers trail by 9. Outside, George. That's good, and he's now 3 for 4 from the field.
Yeah, excellent determination there from George. This wasn't going to be denied. Fighting off the physical contact and nailing the shot over good defense.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Kicks it out to Harden. On the wing, Harris. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. Los Angeles has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. George with the bucket.
Not much you can do against Paul George on the drive. I mean, he's got great length and he knows how to use it, and he gets exactly where he wants to.
Outside, KD. It'll count. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the end. Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. Some good action during the period. That's all for now.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Paul George really making a difference here.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. Setting the floor for the Nets. We've got Jordan. Durant is out there with Harris. Then there's Landry Shamet. And it's Harden in at the shooting guard position. Rejected by Harris. In transition, here come the Nets. Harden against George. Harden kicks to Jordan. Durant down low.
Boy, that's an example of Durant's basketball IQ and awareness, both platinum level.
Clippers trail by 7. Here's Jackson. And for those of you turning in, we're about a minute into the second half. Durant with the steal. And here they come. Shot from the wing. Stolen by Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
Exactly. I mean, when you're running neck to neck, those kinds of mistakes tip the scales.
Jordan the pass to Harris. Just 5 on the clock. KD, that's for 2. It's hauled in by Zubac.
Boy, the defense got lucky there with him missing, but they don't want to chance that again.
And it's Leonard missing. And KD's got the ball here for the Brooklyn Nets. Out of bounds. Nets ball as Brooklyn keeps possession.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
Clearly a careless pass. He got away with one there.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Morris is checked in for Batum. Lou Williams is subbed in for Jackson. A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Blake Griffin comes in for Joe Harris. Brownie's checked in for Kevin Durant. And it's Kyrie Irving in for James Harden. Brooklyn leading by 3. Outside Irving. Claxton with the bucket. Claxton's got his second bucket.
Irving showing you he's a frame ahead of his opponent with that nice imagination on offense.
And the pass to Zubac. Count it. Good.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Those looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
On its way from Irving for 2. Rebound by the Clippers.
Nothing seems to be going down for him today.
The 3 from George. And no good that time. The Nets go the other way with it. To the middle. Here's Brown. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Great assist that time by Kyrie Irving.
Johnson, he's checked in for the Nets. Brooklyn shooting their first free throw of the evening.
And how about as a group, 80% on the season, one of their best attributes.
Yeah, in general, they've been very solid. I mean, free throw shooting isn't something they've had to worry about too much this season, guys.
Irving against Williams. It's hauled in by Claxton.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Lou Williams, so crafty, GA. Just a knack for putting the ball in the basket.
This guy just has the gift. I mean, it's been that way forever. He is just a born scorer.
Shot clock at 5. Irving misses.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Inside. Brown feeling it out a bit. He dishes it to Griffin. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Griffin's got his second bucket of the night.
And that's just too easy. When Griffin gets to that area of the floor, expect him to finish.
Kennard against Johnson. The kick out to Williams. Passes it to Oturu. Clippers moving the ball around. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. Connects from three-point range. Kennard's got himself on the board with 3 there. Nets leading by 5. Now here's Irving. Here's Claxton. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And here's Morris for 3. But they recover it. And it's blocked by Brown.
And no need to rush this. Let the clock run down.
Yeah, don't give them another possession here.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Well, I tell you what, they've got this team just a step away from being completely asleep.
And so it's Brooklyn heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
And they'd love to see every possession end this way. True team basketball.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. We've got Reggie Jackson. Batuma's out there with Patrick Patterson. Then it's Marcus Morris, and it's Kennard in at the 2 guard. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers.
Hey, Harden is seeking contact. He is hunting bodies when he drives. He's so good at just getting his body into the path of the defense.
Wow. Well, what, did he have something in his eye on that shot?
Maybe. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for the Nets. Jackson against Harden. Stolen by Harden. In transition, here come the Nets. Here's Harris. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. To the paint, here's Jackson. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
And good to see Jackson finish closer in. Not a guard who just chucks up threes. Can find the creases with that handle.
A shot by Harden, wide open. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off.
Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. Feeds it to Harris. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Marcus Morris picks one up there.
You know, shot fakes like this from Harris prove how fundamentally sound he is and how good he is at fooling defenders.
For the Clippers, Zubac is checked in for Patterson. Leonard comes in for Morris, and it's George in for Luke Kennard. The Nets also changing it up. Jordan comes in for Nicholas Claxton, and Landry Shamet subbed in for Luwawu Cabarro. The shot by George, no good. Nets leading by 8. Pass to KD. Leonard with the steal. Zubac with it. He's picked up by KD. Leonard with no one around. And right on target. Good.
Leonard has really become so good at catching and firing. I mean, he doesn't allow the defense any time to alter his shot.
Jordan finds Shamet. Back to Jordan. Batum grabs the miss.
You can see he just rushed that a little bit. Lost the focus, I think.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And how about the confidence right now from Jackson? Not bashful at attacking and drawing attention from there.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Irving's checked in. Here is Harden. Harris outside. Pass to Irving. Floats one up, and he banks in the layup. And the Nets lead by 7.
Hey, the skills of Kyrie are obvious, but what isn't so obvious is his underestimated strength.
Zubac against Jordan. Zubac kicks to Leonard. The bucket is good. He'll have a chance for one more. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan.
And, guys, that's the man you want with the ball in his hands on that critical possession. Kawhi being his best in the biggest moments.
Griffin's checked in for Joe Harris.
And he doesn't let the pressure get to him. Cool and confident from the line.
Harden kicks to Jordan. Back to Harden. From down low. Keeps it alive. And there's Jordan putting it right back in.
Well, you know, a big part of offensive rebounding is really relentless effort and high energy, and Jordan knows all about that.
And George, here we go. It's in and good for his 6th field goal in 10 attempts.
Hey, when you got a player like George, in these moments, you turn to him. He knows how to deliver in the clutch.
And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Seems to have a knack for hitting guys in their spots. His vision, excellent.
Jackson with it. He's picked up by Jordan. Jackson passes to Zubac. They double him with Jordan. Jackson kicks to Batum. Zubac trying to break loose. A shot by Batum, no good. Nets leading by 6. Here's KD. And again, it's Brooklyn converting.
Boy, if you allow Durant that look, he's going to punish you. I mean, it's that simple.
And there's a whistle. That's going to go on James Harden. That is his first foul of the game. Lou Williams is checked in for Reggie Jackson. And stolen by Kyrie Irving. Oh, Griffin in position. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Boy, the timing of Griffin really superb in these situations. He has a great sense for when to leave the floor on these alley-oop jams.
Williams passes to Batum. Williams kicks to George. Those 3-pointers off the mark.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed. And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for the Nets.
Look at their number of assists.
You know, they didn't get stuck in those one-on-one situations, and they got the ball to the guys with the best matchups. Easy drives, open jumpers, and great ball movement.
And so it'll boost this year's win total for them to 29.
They were really smart in the use of that game plan tonight. Used it in their first 2 games against this team, which equaled to 2 wins.
If it ain't broke, why fix it? I mean, why change anything? Knowing how well they played in those 2 games, they probably couldn't wait for this one to wrap up the sweep of the season series.
And something we've come to almost expect is greatness from this guy. Such an overall great performance it was for KD.
He was everywhere defensively, offensively. The effort we saw from him tonight, I think, was the difference.
Irving way outside. Wide open, couldn't capitalize. And here's Leonard from 3. That one, no good. From deep, Harden, off target.
Well, that long reach of Paul George's really bothers shooters.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight.
Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Coming right up. It's Thursday night, and it's the NBA here on 2K. Now that we have a second, let's take a quick peek at the rebounding numbers for the last handful of seasons. For DeAndre Jordan.
Here we go. We've seen him regress as a rebounder these past few seasons. His numbers have come down in that department, and I'd like to see him concentrate on bringing them back up. I'm sure the team would as well. You can never have enough rebounding.
Now let's check out our starters for the Los Angeles Lakers. Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Marc Gasol is out there with Markieff Morris, and it's Schroeder in at the 1. And for the Nets, we've got Harden. Green is out there with DeAndre Jordan, and it's Durant, and it's Johnson in at the point. And so it's the Nets getting on the board first. Schroeder dishes to Morris. Pass to Caldwell Pope. The 3. Brooklyn with the rebound. They defeated Indiana in their last game.
And really showed their depth when they needed it most. On the road, having to manufacture points.
The bench did exactly what they needed to do. Without their production, who knows if they win that game.
Now Harden, after the missed 3 from Kentavious Caldwell-Pope.
One thing never changes in the NBA. Jordan will always be there among the top offensive rebounders in the league.
Now here's Schroeder. He's coming off a 16-point game against Minnesota. Right side Gasol. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Well, it is a long season. We know that. And the All-Star break provides Greg some respite. But how do you keep your body fresh as we're heading down the stretch here?
Kevin, you got to listen to the training staff. I mean, first and foremost, teams are getting more advanced, measuring when players are wearing down and trying to protect them. All the tools are there, but you've got to take advantage. And the other thing is mentally, you've got to be fresh. It's not just about your body being fresh. So sometimes you need to be able to shut the brain down in terms of the game and get your focus elsewhere.
He's terrific at finding an open man. I mean, good awareness from the floor, from the combo guard. Hard.
Schroeder passes to Gasol. Outside for Caldwell Pope. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Well, as usual, a lot of offense in the NBA is being generated from the small forward position this season. Here are the league's best at that position. LeBron James, second.
I mean, tremendously gifted athletically. I mean, we're used to seeing that at that spot on the floor, and they pretty much all give astonishing individual performances on any given night.
There's so many great scorers at the small forward spot in the NBA. I mean, to make the list, you got to have a ridiculous amount of firepower.
Here's Morris over Green. Gasol trying to free himself up. Morris, no good. Nets leading by 4. Lets the 3 fly, and Harden gets it to go in on the assist by Jordan. Harden's got 5 points so far.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Nice passing here by Los Angeles. Here's Caldwell Pope. Jordan with the rebound.
That's a break for the D right there. I mean, he takes advantage of open looks inside more often than not.
And see where Kentavious Caldwell-Pope changing his approach before last season. He knew he wouldn't need to take on as much of a scoring responsibility.
Yeah, and what a team player, GA. I mean, KCP rededicated himself to defense. He tries to do more with less touches now. And that's the mindset you need to have playing with stars going for a championship. James is effective at getting near the basket. Always look to dunking it home.
Harden kicks to Durant. Back to Harden. Fires the 3. Gasol with the rebound. Lakers trail by 8. The drive by James, and he gets it to go.
I mean, he's finding some good shots early on, and what you like about it, he's not trying to do too much.
Johnson, the pass to KD. To the inside. And stolen by LeBron. To the middle. Caldwell Pope finds Schroeder. The drive by James, and they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
3 for 4 to start. I mean, he's going to try to keep this streak going as long as he can.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets.
Oh, you love how effortless James makes this game look. Everything comes easy to him.
Now, here is Irving. Here's Claxton. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game. For the Lakers, they won their last contest, that game against Minnesota. There's 31 seconds left to play here in the first. Here's Caruso. Pass to Harrell. 6 on the shot clock. James, no good.
He makes a lot more of those than he misses. Not sure what threw him off right there.
On its way from Irving for 2. That one off the back iron and out.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
LeBron kicks to Kuzma. A floater, and no good on the last second attempt this time. And so the first quarter is in the books. And earlier we got a few words from Marc Gasol regarding his football.
The way he plays defensively, you know what he stands.
And of course, Gasol and Leonard won the championship together in 2019. Largely, Greg, because of their ability to play defense and get stops.
And 2 former defensive players of the year on the same team. That's going to be your foundation. But both guys were tremendous at the other end as well, albeit in different ways.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And from Brooklyn guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
With the game being fast-paced these days, you can expect this from a lot of teams, but they did it very well.
So for the Lakers right now, they've got Kyle Kuzma. Harrell is out there with Jones, and it's Caruso in at the point guard position. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
This is what a leader does. Irving, good at sharing the wealth and getting his teammates going.
Here's Caruso. Currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Bucket is good.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Griffin dishes to Irving. Back to Griffin. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Griffin's got his second basket of the night.
You got to do more than that to stop Griffin. I mean, he's using his brute strength to capitalize through contact.
Here's Caruso. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points, so 1 free throw coming up.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
The Nets with the lead. And now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second quarter. Harris passes to Griffin. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Taking matters into his own hands.
Yeah, we didn't expect to see that kind of finish.
No, but his teammates love that kind of energy, fellas. I mean, dunks like this demonstrate leadership.
Harris, no good.
Look, they say there are no easy finishes in the NBA, but that should have been easy.
Horton Tucker, the pass to Jones. Kuzma finds Jones. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. Jones has got the lead up to 2 now for the Lakers. Irving from long range. The shot, no good. So the Lakers will take it the other way. They're coming off that win against Minnesota.
Yeah, I mean, we saw them do a little bit of everything in that game. Showed a lot of versatility.
Yeah, the offense looked cohesive last night. Whatever challenge the opposition presented, they answered with confidence.
That's a stomach punch, guys. Turn it over and give him a free run to the bucket.
Oh, you're so right. No question who has the momentum now.
Oh, exactly right. Momentum-shifting plays like that can change the tone of a game.
And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. And now let's revisit that exceptional mobile 1 block.
Guys, that's about as good a defensive play as you'll see. Instant reaction to get a hand to the shot.
It's the Nets now. And it's Harris with the ball for the Nets. They've led by as much as 10. When this game is done, they'll be off to Orlando, and they'll take on the Magic. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. Here's Caruso, following the basket by Blake Griffin. Beyond the arc. Caruso, no good. For Brooklyn, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field in this second quarter so far. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. And Harris wide open. He shoots a three-pointer off the mark.
And even without that three-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Well, you know, teams look for +6s, players whose wingspans exceed their height by a half foot. Montrezl Harrell is a 6'7" player with a 7'4" wingspan. If you're struggling with the math, ladies and gentlemen, that's a +9.
Here's Kuzma, and it's blocked by Brown. In transition, here come the Nets. And then Griffin with the dunk.
What an athlete this guy is. Griffin making dunking look so easy.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Jones kicks to Caruso. Back to Jones. Lets it go from the baseline and nails it. Jones has got 4 points now in the quarter. For Brooklyn, they've gotten just over 50% of their shots to drop here in the second quarter. They're 5 for 9. Irving dishes to Griffin. Back to Irving. Here's Luau, guarded by Kuzma. 5 to shoot. Here's Irving. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Here's Caruso. He's covered by Irving. Harrell, that's good.
Yeah, just showcasing his agility in these sets. Harrell's IQ and knowing when to slash is impressive.
They get a hand on it. Gets it off. It's not going to go for him. Blake Griffin getting it done. Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each. Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. At the end of one, they were able to end up with a... And that...
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Blake Griffin really making a difference here.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Yeah, working the ball, getting clean, quality looks. I mean, just efficient basketball through and through.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. Setting the floor for the Nets. Green is out there with Durant. Then it's Harden. Then it's Tyler Johnson. And it's Jordan in at the 5 spot. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. A 3-ball. Buries it from 3-point range. Harden's got 10 points in the game. Greg, who would you choose as the best defenders of the NBA pick and roll?
That is a tough one. This will surprise some people. Nikola Jokic is one of the better big men defending the pick and roll, in part because of his instinct. You know, he doesn't impress me in terms of his physical attributes, but his mind, the ability to anticipate, having a sense of how perimeter players play the game. He's a guy that's terrific. I'll give you an oldie but goodie in Andre Iguodala. He's still terrific. And I picked bigger guys because you've got to be able to switch that and guard smaller players. And, you know, at the center and the swing position, those are two guys that still are very reliable.
Nets leading by 7. Johnson with the bounce pass. Green finds Jordan. It's Durant on the wing. Right side, Jordan. Hangs, and it's good on the way in. Jordan's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson. Landry Shamet's checked in for the Nets. Harden against Schroeder. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Schroeder's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And that's not nearly the kind of defense that's going to prevent a player of his ability from scoring.
Jordan the pass to Durant. Green in the post. Covered by Morris. From deep, Harden. Rebounded by the Lakers.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority. And LeBron James still the face of the league as he goes into his mid-30s. The impact he's had on this sport is really immeasurable.
Come on, GA. I mean, he's one of the most recognizable athletes in the world. I mean, it's scary to think LeBron can still turn it on and take over when he needs to. And you know what? Playoff LeBron is a very real thing.
Here's Shamet. Following the basket by LeBron James. It's Harden with the drive, and it's Jordan with the jam.
And that's a big reason why Jordan's field goal percentage is always so high, because most of his finishes come right at the rim.
Now here's Caldwell Pope, still looking for his first bucket in this one. Here's Gasol, again Los Angeles.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Outside Jordan. Green deciding where to go with it. And there's Jordan. That's good on the assist by Green. Jordan's got 8 points in the quarter.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Schroeder dishes to Gasol. Second shot opportunity. It's Caldwell Pope with the drive, and there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Los Angeles making a switch here. Nets leading by 7. 1:04 left in the third quarter. Out to Harris from deep. That shot missing, and the Lakers take it the other way. Oh, Kuzma's in position. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
And hard to decide which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
Oh, there's no wrong answer. Sensational alley-oop. Now, here is Irving. Averaging around 27.5 points a game, one of the best in the league. Now the Lakers on the break. Schroeder leading the charge. Here's Harrell. Good D by Irving. The Nets have gone 6 of 9 from the floor here in the second half. They've got to be happy with that. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Los Angeles making a switch here. James is checked in. Now here is Harris. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. A nice shot by Irving.
So smooth in everything he does. Irving will score the ball from anywhere.
Twitter passes to LeBron. Shoots over Brown. It'll go, and the Nets lead is cut to just 5 on the basket from LeBron.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and Coach knows it.
And that's why they're running plays for him. They're getting him the ball and letting him go to work.
And that's going to do it for the third quarter. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, it's also called making a good read, understanding where everyone is and taking full advantage. Fantastic.
3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. Taking a look at the Lakers. LeBron and Kuzma make up the forwards. Then there's Harrell. Then it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And it's Caruso in at the point.
Guys, not much more a defender can do in that situation. Harrell with the focus and the strength to just power through the contact.
Harden kicks to Brown. Back to Harden. Here's Griffin, puts the move on. And it's the Lakers on the break. And here we go. It's good.
Nice pass here to set that basket up.
The Nets with the lead. Outside, KD. Brown the pass to KD. And the jam by Kevin Durant.
He's the ultimate difference maker. Durant, he's so dangerous in pick and roll situations. Heck, he's dangerous in every situation.
James wide open. And it comes off the front of the rim. And it's Harden with the ball for the Nets. They've led by as much as 10. Back to Brown. Durant against James. Durant kicks to Harden. 5 on the clock. Back to Durant. And the jam by Kevin Durant.
Durant dunks the ball. It's such an effortless lift. He just goes up and throws it down like it's nothing.
And so they foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Griffin. And it's Green in for Bruce Brown. And the Lakers also making a change. Morris is checked in. The Nets making a switch here. Irving's checked in. The Lakers also making some changes. Gasol comes in for Montrezl Harrell. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Alex Caruso. You know, even though LeBron doesn't go 100% every minute of every game in the season, GA, he still knows when to turn it on.
And for someone at his age, that is something you have to know how to do. You can see when LeBron kicks it into that next gear. Can't keep it on all the time, but he's still able to take over when he needs to.
Durant, the pass to Jordan. No good. Shot missing. Good work defensively by Gasol. Caldwell Pope finds Schroeder. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation.
Last thing they want to be doing right now is giving away possessions. I mean, turnovers can kill you in this kind of game.
Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Here's James. And it's KD with the rebound. Nets leading by 3. Irving with the ball. Now guarded by Schroeder.
And he pulls off the Houdini to make that catch and slam it through.
Stupendous alley-oop. For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. In the corner, it's Morris. And again, the Lakers, no good.
You know, the ill-advised threes isn't how you want to close the gap. They've got to have better shot selection.
Bounce pass from Durant. And now the fast break. Schroeder with the ball. Caldwell Pope kicks to James. Kicks it out to Schroeder from past the arc. They get it back. Tries again. It's stolen by Green. One-on-one fast break. There's the lob to Harden. And stolen by James. It'll go, and the Nets lead is cut down to 3 on the bucket from Caldwell Pope.
In key moments like this, you need guys like Caldwell Pope to come through with a huge bucket. Just tremendous focus.
Irving against Schroeder. Here's Jordan. The kick out to Irving from outside the arc. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. And the Nets lead by 6.
Come on, Irving is a terrific clutch shooter. He welcomes any chance he can to see these types of shots.
And Schroeder, and it's blocked by Jordan. In transition, here come the Nets. And he's going up for the alley-oop, and then Durant with the dunk.
Well, we all saw that coming when KD started cutting to the rim. Beautiful alley-oop finish from Durant.
Schroeder outside. Nice passing here by Los Angeles. Morris kicks to James. It's stolen by Green. KD dishes to Irving. The tray. And it's Durant. That time on the assist by Irving. And now it's an 11-point Nets lead.
I think it's safe to call this one a wrap.
Yeah, the game got away from them, but hopefully they've learned some things, and hopefully they'll be able to make some adjustments next time. Look, that's a nice play. You need low post scoring to keep your offense balanced.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Outside, KD. Green finds Jordan. Just 5 to shoot. Right side, Green shoots from 14, and the shot is long. Caldwell Pope feeling it out a bit. So it's the Nets picking up the win, even early on in this one. And thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it, folks.
10-point lead.
Nice shot.
And in the second quarter, Ty Debo appeared on camera with a headband.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And the Clippers looking good as they came into the arena. And a chance here to check out some stats for Paul George.
And guys, this effective field goal percentage is trending in the wrong direction over the past 5 games. Shot discipline hasn't been the best. He'll be looking to play a smarter game tonight.
And the Clippers starting 5. They've got Ivica Zubac, Reggie Jackson out there with Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Batum in at the 4. And for the Lakers, Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Markieff Morris is out there with Marc Gasol, and it's Schroeder in at point guard. And Doris, tonight, 2 experienced teams will be battling.
Well, what you come to expect with experienced rosters are excellent defensive rotations, game plan discipline. These guys know how to play the game, so let's see how this plays out.
Now, here's Gasol. It's hauled in by Zubac. George looking over the floor. Zubac the pass to George. Goes up to the stripe, and good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
Well, Paul George has always had that aspect to his game. The mid-range, where he can be efficient and effective, is absolutely on point.
Now, here's Caldwell Pope. His last outing, he had 8 points. And it's the Clippers' ball. Outside Jackson. Pass to Zubac. Outside Leonard. Kicks to Jackson. Clock at 6. Basket, good.
He uses the threat of his drive to open up looks for him offensively. Jackson is one smart cookie.
Pass to Schroeder. There's the feed to Gasol. Back to Schroeder. The kick out to LeBron. Over George. It's hauled in by Zubac. The Clippers have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. And George with the stuff.
Adding to their advantage, trying to find a way to blow this one open.
One of the things they're doing is identifying favorable matchups and then going at them.
Now here's Schroeder. He's coming off a 16-point game against Minnesota.
Well, in addition to the scoring, he found ways to initiate contact from the defense and get himself to the line. The defense clearly frustrated, trying to get a way to stop him.
Here's Jackson, following the basket by Marc Gasol. Jackson misses.
And once Schroeder was asked to name his favorite NBA city, I believe it surprised a lot of fans when he said Milwaukee.
That's right, Greg, but he cited the strong German culture there. Schroeder, of course, went straight from Germany to the NBA. He relied on his athleticism early on, but now he's seeing the game much better, plays under control, can lead the team. He has had a tremendous amount of growth.
Here's Gasol. Feeds it to Morris. Back to Gasol. Caldwell Pope outside. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol.
Yeah, defenses beware. You have to close out hard on KCP and disrupt his rhythm.
1:36 left in the first quarter. George against Caldwell Pope. Zubac kicks to George.
Well, if the defense gives him that shot next time, they could get burned. I think he's just a little bit out of rhythm.
Here's LeBron. Gasol. And Gasol able to finish. Gasol's got his second basket of the game.
A great pursuit of the basketball from Marc Gasol. One thing we know is he will rebound out of his area.
There's 57 seconds left in the first. And it's George finishing it off.
Yeah, a nice, strong finish on the inside.
But, Greg, that's what he does. He's got the dunker mentality. Schroeder against Jackson. Takes it from 10. Again, the Lakers.
This guy not just a jump shooter now. Dennis Schroeder more than happy to get inside and mix it up.
Right side Jackson. He feeds it to George. Tries from 7. Kicks it out to Leonard. And Gasol sends it back.
This guy, the defensive anchor, Marc Gasol, twice on the pipes.
And that one's good. Schroeder.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Leonard on the wing. And James pulls it down. Morris right side. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. The Lakers on. And buenas noches, basketball fans. It's Latin night here on 2K Sports. And you might have noticed the custom jerseys worn by the players. And what stands out to you from the Lakers in this one?
Well, when you control the glass, you control the second chance opportunities on both ends.
And that's how they controlled the first quarter. I thought they were the much more physical team.
Here are the 5 the Clippers have to start the second. We've got Marcus Morris, Luke Kennard out there with Lou Williams, and it's Oturu in at the 5, roaming the paint. Here's Mann, and Kennard wide open. He shoots, drills it from outside. Kennard's got his first 3 points of the game.
Well, if you offer no resistance defensively, he's going to knock down the 3. It's really that simple, guys.
Caruso, the pass to Gasol. Offensive rebound. Fires for 3. That's no good. Misses his first shot of the night. The Clippers in the lead. And there's the pass to Kennard. Williams looking over the floor. Shoots over Kuzma. Williams' shot is off. The Lakers shooting the ball at 42%.
You think about Lou Williams and finding his way and finding himself with the Los Angeles Clippers. He's played for a 5th of the teams in the league. He always felt overlooked, underappreciated, but certainly he's found his niche here.
Morris, no good. And it's Kuzma with the ball for the Lakers. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. And that's the 3rd of 4 straight played at home. Hero, 1 up, 1 down, 2 points with his first shot this game. Well, Doris, in the past, some regarded Lou Williams as a lackluster defender. Didn't want to lift weights. Had kind of an interesting reputation. He bounced around the league, as we know, quite a bit. He's played for a lot of different teams.
Right. I mean, think about his early association with Allen Iverson, the great Allen Iverson. He's succeeded on his own terms, right? Both of them comfortable in their own skin, able to do some amazing things on the court.
Here's Caruso, following the score by Lou Williams. Pass to Horton Tucker. To the paint, Caruso gets to Gasol. Caruso, the pass to Harrell. And Harrell slams it in.
All too easy for Montrezl Harrell. That's the result of his activity and pursuing opportunities. Beautifully done.
Now here's Williams. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. Pass to Mann. Back to Williams. 2 points. That one goes. And the Clippers lead by 2.
Well, small frame, but big game. Lou Williams in the paint.
Here's Caruso. No points in the game yet for him. Gasol, no good. Here's Mann, guarded by Kuzma. Here's Oturu. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Williams in the post, and that one hits back iron. The Lakers have gone 2 of 6 from the field in the second quarter so far, and that one drops. Kuzma's got it all tied up now for the Lakers.
And good seeing Kuzma work on that part of his game. Very confident once he gets close.
Outside Williams. Passes to Morris. Gasol with the steal. And here we go. Fast break. Kuzma's got it. From deep. And that one's good. Caruso. And now it's a 3-point Laker lead. Clippers have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Williams passes to Morris. And the rejection by Harrell. Now the pass to Kuzma. That's tipped. Pushing it up. Count the basket. Kennard's got 5 points in the quarter.
Boy, we know he's got a lot of tools in the toolbox, but the finger roll might be the sweetest of them all.
Here's Horton Tucker. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Horton Tucker's got the lead back up to 3 now for the Lakers. Stolen away. Down low. Caruso kicks to Harrell. Here's Horton Tucker. And a miss there on the triple. Clippers trail by 3. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock.
Well, after a less than stellar start in the first quarter, you like to see that shot go down.
Last game for the Lakers, they picked up the W against the Timberwolves. Here's Caruso, currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Pass to Harrell. Over Morris. Harrell, that's good. Harrell's got the lead up to 3 now for the Lakers.
Outstanding pass, on time and on target.
So that'll be it for the first half. Fair. Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. A competitive matchup for the Lakers in the first quarter. They ended the period holding on to a slim 1-point lead. And that should...
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Looking at current NBA players, Greg, leaving aside the real star players, who would you love to have played with from this era?
Man, there are so many guys that, you know, and I hate to call them role players because they bring so much more to the table. But in reality, they got to fill some roles, right? And, you know, John Collins is a guy who's got great potential, a tremendous finisher around the rim. How about Robert Covington, a smooth shooter who defends his tail off? Davis Bertans, a deadly floor spacer who can put the ball down and create and make plays. So there's so many guys like that in the league that make a difference in determining whether your team can win or lose.
Boy, those are 3 names I don't know that I would have mentioned, so I'm glad you did. Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. So for the Lakers right now, they've got Kyle Kuzma. Jones is out there with Harrell, and it's Matthews, and it's Caruso in at the 1. Here's George after the basket by the Lakers. Inside, and George with this stuff.
Well, an aggressive player at the rim. Paul George has the kind of athleticism to make a defense look silly.
Caruso, the pass to Harrell. The shot comes out, so the Clippers will take it the other way. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand.
And he shows us all what the breakaway rim was invented for.
Can you believe he almost brought the whole thing down by hanging on that long? Here's Caruso. He's got 5. From 11 feet away. Out to the right wing. Kuzma can't get it to go.
Well, trying to find themselves in the second half here. Just 1 for 4 from the field. Can someone in the group get hot? Let's see.
A platoon swap here for the Lakers. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Patrick Patterson. He's checked in for Nicholas Batum. Now here's Leonard. 6 points for him.
You know, missed that one, but still a really good start coming off the break. 3 for 4 now. When the story of Kawhi Leonard is told, it will be about the hard work being the secret of his success. Here was a guy who was not the most vaunted prospect in either high school or college. But boy, he kept his eyes on what he was after, and he kept working. Well, it hasn't been the most efficient game for this guy, but their team is fortunate to still be out in front.
Yeah, liking the vision there from Caldwell Pope, looking to get his guys going when they're open.
And so here are the Clippers after the basket by the Lakers. Outside Leonard. Antetokounmpo against Zubac. And here's Leonard. And he's currently averaging more than 26 points a game. Such a force. And Doris, you were talking about Leonard's work ethic. Going back to San Diego State, he used to come in at 6:30 in the morning. No lights on in the gym, so he brought his own lamps. I mean, the guy was dedicated.
No doubt, Kevin, and that has been the through line of his career. First to practice, last to leave. He has that hunger to improve, the drive and the desire to put in the time to be great. There's a price to be paid, and he's willing to pay it.
A shot by George, wide open. Great positioning on the putback. Now it's a 3-point Clipper lead.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Caldwell Pope on the wing. And it's sent back by George.
How about the timing from Paul George on that rejection? Twice on the pipes.
Lakers shooting their first free throws here for the night. And the Lakers making a change here. Gasol's checked in. And Caldwell Pope drops them both.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Poked away. It's stolen by Schroeder. Here's the break. That one doesn't drop. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. Oturu, the pass to George. There's 47 seconds left to play here in the third. Three-pointer. The rebound by Caldwell Pope.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Oh, the athleticism and the speed of James in the open floor never ceases to impress. He is just a beast at finishing these fast break opportunities.
Here's George after the basket by the Lakers. Pass to man. Here's Oturu, defended by Gasol. 4 on the clock.
Right now trying to get into a rhythm, but so far this quarter, boy, he is struggling to make anything go down.
Morris, no good. Three-quarters of play in a close game here. Lakers ahead, up by 1. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, making the game easy for your teammates. All about putting them in a position to score. That's pretty.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter in what is still anybody's ballgame.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Timeout called the Lakers.
Adjustments are a part of the game, and the coach sees something he doesn't like here.
Well, this is a chess match. Looking ahead a few moves and trying to execute toward that.
Both teams will make substitutions. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Frank Vogel talk to his team during the break. With this game in the balance, he really came after his guys. He said, this is our time. Right now, be in the moment with each other. Do your job, and I promise you we'll win this game. Back to you.
And on the floor for the Clippers here in the 4th, Patrick Patterson is out there with Batum. Then it's Williams. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's Oturu in at the center, locking down the middle.
They continue to battle out there, so close to taking the lead.
Yeah, but that's been elusive. They've missed a few plays along the way that they'd love to have back.
Passes it to Oturu. And it's Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got 11 rebounds in the game. Folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And the Clippers making a change here. Leonard's checked in, and the Clippers call time here. Alex Caruso. He's checked in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And the Clippers making a change here. So it's the Lakers now. It's a three-point game. Caruso, no good. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Leonard inside, working on James. Zubac finds Leonard, and the bank shot is good. And that's now 10 points for Leonard.
You've got to have a short memory. Put a poor first half in your rear view and now make an impact.
On the wing, James. And then jammed down as he goes right over Ivica Zubac.
That is why the ticket price is what it is when LeBron is in town. Amazing dunk to finish the play.
Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. Leonard against LeBron. Leonard the pass to Morris. Back to Leonard. It's Solomon to Kumbo. And they're running. Finished off the break. Gasol's got the lead up to 6 now for the Lakers.
How about the big man running the floor? Marc Gasol in transition. Nice.
George up top. A rebound by the Lakers. Here's Caruso. Down low. The pass to Horton Tucker. James with a deep three. No good. He's now missed more than he's made. 4 for 9. And Morris has got the ball here. Oh, that was something else.
Have mercy.
These are the shots we have come to expect from Paul George. This guy is cold-blooded.
LeBron dishes to Gasol and finished off by Gasol.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Clippers trail by 6. Leonard looking over the floor. High post, Zubac. Outside, George. Yep, that one goes.
And when Paul George has this kind of rhythm and pace to his game, you simply want the ball in his hands as much as possible.
Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Caruso, the pass to James. Here's Horton Tucker. Down to 5 on the shot clock. LeBron against Leonard. And the rejection by Zubats. Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for the Clippers. Reggie Jackson comes in for Luke Kennard. And the Clippers call time here. They're trailing by 4. 1:12 left here in the fourth quarter. And now we present our New Balance Player of the Game, Marc Gasol.
And he's put on a terrific show of skill in the paint. A combination of moves, footwork, and that soft touch down low. It's all added up to one dominant performance for the big fella.
Here's what the Lakers are going with right now. Montrezl Harrell, he's checked in for Gasol. Antetokounmpo comes in for Dennis Schroeder. And Kyle Kuzma's subbed in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. But deep three from George. And again, no good by the Clippers.
Boy, he won't miss many from that spot. The defense gets lucky there.
And the dunk by LeBron.
Yeah, there's not a person in this building who didn't know the ball was going to LeBron, and still he delivers.
This has reached desperation time for him.
I'll tell you, you need absolute perfection on every possession. That's what it's going to take here.
And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss.
Well, to me, Paul George exemplifies what a leader should be. This guy does not look for his personal stats. He just wants to make the guys around him better. You know, he doesn't shrink the lead as much as he should have. That hurts a bit.
Pass to Antetokounmpo, and it's out of bounds. The Lakers able to retain possession here.
And he made the right read on that play, but just couldn't secure the steal.
Yeah, the anticipation was there. The hustle was there. Very close to picking that one.
Leonard attacking. It's in! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Absolutely no fear. Kawhi Leonard welcomes these moments. He relishes these moments.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. It's Antetokounmpo on the wing. Back to James. It counts.
Boy, great touch from King James there. For as big as he is, he still possesses such a beautiful floater.
And so the Lakers take the win. It was all right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. The activity in front of the Brook. And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Lou Williams.
And maybe it's shocking, maybe not too shocking, but the scoring trend over the last few years has been going down a bit. I'm sure it's something he's well aware of, and we'll see if that continues to be the case.
And the Clippers starting five. They've got Jackson. Ivica Zubac is out there with Morris. Then it's Paul George, and it's Leonard in at the 3 slot. And for the Nets, we've got Durant, Harden out there with Johnson. Then it's Jordan, and it's Harris in at the 4-man position. Now Harris, following the miss by Marcus Morris from deep. The 3, and Harris gets it to go on the assist by Harden. And above the rim play, always captivating, Steve. We should see a lot of that tonight.
And Kevin, I'm so excited. You know, I played under the rim, so to get a chance to watch guys play well above, I am getting my popcorn ready.
And here comes Harden, leading the fast break. Durant kicks to Johnson. To the middle. Here's Jordan, and there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Looking at Los Angeles, they want to turn it around after the loss to Dallas.
Well, what did them in was all the missed free throws. It could have been a much different outcome.
You hate to lose it at the line, especially when you're getting what you want in other areas of the game.
George with the ball. Last game he had 28 points. And then jammed down as he goes right over DeAndre Jordan.
Insane move by Paul George, a high flyer who can create in midair. In OKC, Paul George showed he could be an MVP caliber performer. With Kawhi on the Clippers, he could be that 1B or that 1A. Attacking the defense with the pass. Don't need to be a hero.
Jackson passes to Zubac. Outside for Jackson. Zubac controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Oh, big time put back there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder.
And PG, you know, he has the versatility to succeed in different roles. Doesn't have to dominate the ball.
Yes, and if anything, he's more comfortable scoring within the flow of the offense. With his all-around impact, doesn't need to force things to make winning plays. But if you need him to, he can.
Jordan kicks to Durant. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first.
This just in. Kevin Durant is good. How easy does offense come to him?
George with the ball. Picked up. Oh, my goodness!
Did you see
what a play?
Unbelievable.
Wow. We are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special. Johnson, the pass to Jordan, hammers the alley-oop through.
And DeAndre is one of the best in the business in that situation. You let him sneak in behind you, and you're going to pay.
Jackson against Johnson. To the paint, stolen by Durant. A shot by Harden, wide open. No good on the triple. Clippers trail by 3. Outside for Jackson. Good, nice job down low.
The developing feel Reggie Jackson has for scoring inside, playing much more under control these days.
Poked loose. 1:15 left to play in the first quarter. And there it is for him. Jackson's got his second basket.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Wow, that's a defensive breakdown. Can't do that against good scores.
Now here's Durant. He has been an incredibly difficult matchup for all of their opponents, averaging 29 points a game. Now here is George. They can go 2 for 1.
It's about being smart right now.
The putback, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Johnson kicks to Jordan. Harden outside. On the wing, Johnson. Back to Harden.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
And there's the call on DeAndre Jordan. That'll be his second foul of the game. And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. It's Williams with the drive. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
Because he's so good at shooting it and driving it, defenses overplay Lou, leaving other guys free.
Irving dishes to Griffin. Back to Irving to stop the run. Doesn't get it to drop for him. The shot, no good. And that concludes the first quarter of play. The Clippers on top. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
Way to set the table. Offensively, they dominated on the interior.
They came in looking to attack from the get-go, willing to be physical and setting the tone.
Luwawu is out there with Green. Then there's Griffin. Then there's Irving. And it's Shamet in at the two-guard spot. That's the Nets 5 as we get into the second quarter. Now here's Williams to the inside. Oturu, the pass to Williams. 6 on the shot clock. And that one no good to start him off on the night. Outside Irving. Batum with the steal. Here's Williams. Count that one. Williams has got the lead up to 5 now for the Clippers.
The thing about Lou Williams, he sort of glides around, then suddenly he hits the turbojets.
Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter. The kick out to Irving. Over Williams. The putback. It's good on the putback.
The incredible energy of Blake Griffin, skilled at sticking with plays and finishing them off.
Irving against Williams. Pass to Kennard. Passes to Oturu. Just 5 to shoot. Back to Kennard. Shoots over to Shamet. Clippers working now with the new shot clock. And that one is off. Nets trail by 3. Griffin finds Shamet. Here's Luwawu. There's the pass to Irving. Here's Shamet. Kennard covering. Shamet on the wing. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Clippers leading by 3. Batum attacking. Pass to Kennard. Back to Batum. Williams against Irving. Takes a 3. That one's not going to go. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Luwawu Cabarrot. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Patterson's checked in. Batum. And the layup falls. Batum's got his first bucket in this one. Today, Greg, we see a lot more friendly rivalries. Does that bother you?
Not at all. I mean, people like to say, well, our era had the rivalries were more bitter. I disagree with that. I think guys are every bit as competitive today as they've ever been.
That's good to hear.
They just also have more exposure and opportunity to be around one another. Kids today growing up, they've been playing against each other since the 5th, 6th grade in national tournaments. When we played, we didn't get to see the other top players around the country. So I think that was one reason why you didn't have a closeness with guys that unless you were on the same team.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, guys, we all know that there are some people who dislike James Harden's style of play. They're bored watching him shoot free throws. He said, "I see how teams guard me and find ways to exploit it. I just outthink the game, and I'm faulted for it." Kevin, that may be, but it's hard to argue with the results. Back to you.
You're right, one of the top scorers in league history, David. Thanks for that report. George against Harden. It's hauled in by Claxton.
Huge challenge at the rim. The defender could not have played that any better.
And Harden with the stuff.
You need guys who are willing to make the next pass. Shamet doesn't rack up a lot of assists, but he's unselfish.
Here's George. Oh, good on that one. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. This is his first trip to the line tonight.
Listen, 84 is a really good number to post at the foul line, and that's where he's at on the year.
And the free throw is good, now leading by 1.
You want your ball handlers to be great free throw shooters, especially at the end of games. Shamet provides that.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player, excellent at the free throw line.
Now here's Leonard. 20 points for him last game against the Mavericks in Dallas.
Yeah, and I look at his total effect on the scoring, both as a passer and a shooter. Incredibly productive.
And Smitty, with LeBron getting into his late 30s, KD coming off the Achilles, for your money, is Kawhi Leonard the best player in the world?
Great question. I know one player, the Greek Freak, might have something to say about that. No less than Michael Jordan himself called Kawhi the best two-way player in the game. That's a very strong endorsement from MJ. Excellent concentration from Paul George, overwhelming the aggressive defense with his strength and determination.
Durant feeling it out a bit. There's 25 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Harden outside, in the corner. Shamet with it. He lobs it up.
And arguably no one in the NBA draws more attention than Harden. Part of why he creates so many opportunities for others.
Jackson dishes to George. Can't connect from 13 feet out. Tie game in Brooklyn. Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Rick. Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. They didn't get more than a one possession. And that does it for our...
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. And for the Nets, they're shooting well, 50% from the floor. Taking a look at Los Angeles, they've got Morris. Jackson is out there with Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Zubats in at the 5. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving. And how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. With double-checking, and the game continues on.
Unfortunate that he missed one, but he still hit a crucial point there to help get his team the lead.
Jackson kicks to Leonard. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's on Kevin Durant. Now the passion in New York is a pro sports city, Greg, is unquestioned. Talk about the pros and cons, though, of being a player in New York.
You know, the opportunity personally and professionally is immense, no doubt about it, but so is the media scrutiny. It can be very intense, and the fanaticism does make it hard to live a normal existence, and I think the guys who embrace being in a city like New York are the ones that typically are able to perform at the highest level.
So you can either thrive because of it or wilt because of it. Just kind of what your personal preference is.
You called it, partner, and I have seen it happen both ways.
Oh, I bet. Johnson left side. Back to Durant. Pulls up on the wing. Second chance shot. Here's Jordan. He goes right over Marcus Morris and slams it down.
Putting a little something extra on that one. DeAndre Jordan adding to his highlight reel.
And George, here we go. And George with the stuff. Guys, what a back and forth game this has been.
And that's already resulted in 7 lead changes.
Johnson surveying the floor. Harden outside. On the wing, Harris. Back to Harden. Over George. Harden can't hit.
Very cold start to the second half. 1 for 5, looking for some continuity. Throughout the evening, he's gotten to his spots, and the defense has not adjusted.
Pass to Harris. Inside, stolen by Zubac. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. George has got the ball, and now they decide to foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets.
It's a shot you would think he would make, but he just doesn't make it all the time.
To the paint, Brown the pass to Shamet. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Irving with the ball. Williams picks him up. Brown outside. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Clippers leading by 3. Kennard finds Patterson. Outside, Batum. Kennard's shot is off.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Irving passes to Brown. Back to Irving. Lays it up off the glass.
I like this from Kyrie. Looking for a high percentage shot, settling for nothing less.
And Williams, here we go. Batum against Griffin, and foul. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Green, he's checked in for Brown. And the first one drops.
Batum brings length and a versatile game to his spot on the wing, and his defense always a big asset for this team. He's the kind of player that everybody needs to have out there, kind of a glue guy.
To the left wing. Claxton the pass to Green. He kicks it to Irving. To the middle. Here's Claxton, and he comes up with the deuce. Claxton's got 7.
That play is made because of Kyrie's vision and his willingness to share the basketball.
And so it's Jackson who brings it up for Los Angeles. They lead by 1. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home. Passes it to Oturu. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. And the second chance effort by Jackson. He's got 6.
A rare offensive rebound for Reggie Jackson, but he knows what to do with it once he gets it.
Shamet finds Irving. With the tip, controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Oh, smooth. Guys, very good job getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
Well said. Those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes, can't they? Throws it up high to stop the alley-oop. Neither side has relented a bit in this back-and-forth affair.
And you can sense the energy in the building already as this game is starting to build towards having a terrific finish.
The aggressive approach. Leonard pushing the action, rewarded with the foul call.
The Clippers have made all of their free throws so far tonight, going 6 for 6. That free throw good from Leonard. Leonard hits them both. There's 25 seconds left here in the third quarter. Now Irving. Five on the clock. The pass to Shamet. The Nets need to get a shot off here. From the wing. And the miss. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Clippers lead by 1. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Fundamental basketball. Keep your eyes up. Keep the ball moving. You're going to keep the defense on its heels.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. Setting the floor for the Nets. We've got DeAndre Jordan. Luwawu is out there with Joe Harris. Then it's Harden, and it's Claxton in at the point. Here's Luwawu. Out to Harris. Here's Claxton. Back to Harris. Stolen by Zubac. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. And they go to the intentional foul. Durant's checked in for Brooklyn. Tyler Johnson comes in for Nicholas Claxton. And it's the Clippers with the ball. It's a three-point game from the baseline. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good.
And that set them apart today, guys. Their success with the mid-range.
Durant against Leonard. Bounce pass from Durant. Johnson, the pass to Jordan. Trying to get open is Johnson. No good from Jordan. Los Angeles leading by 5. Here's Leonard. Harden with the defensive effort.
So frustrating when you can't get anything to go down as you're trying to help your team finish the job.
Outside, KD. Pass to Harris. Shot clock at 6. Fires from deep. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. George dishes to Morris. George with no one around. They get it again. Great positioning on the putback. Morris has got the lead up to 7 now for the Clippers.
Terrific score there off the miss by Morris. Doesn't get a ton of offensive rebounds, but making that one count.
Timeout called, the Nets.
Let's see if Coach can get them back on the right track.
Because right now it feels like the pace is being dictated to them. They need to go back to playing their brand of basketball.
So for the Nets, Nicholas Claxton's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Blake Griffin comes in for Harris. And Irving subbed in for Tyler Johnson. And then for the Clippers, Patterson comes in for Ivica Zubac. And it's Jackson in for Lou Williams. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to listen in on what the Nets head coach was going over with his team. His concern was both their inconsistency and their amount of three-point shots. He said, let's move the ball for good shots. If you have an open three, take it. Otherwise, let's attack the rim and put some pressure on these guys. Kevin?
Harden kicks to Griffin. Back to Harden. And he lobs it up toward the rim.
Can't be that easy for him. Gotta body him up down low.
And you have other methods as well. You could deny or you can just front the post.
And the Clippers call time here.
And as fans and broadcasters, we're not permitted to hear the specifics in these huddles.
No, we're left to infer from the adjustments we see on the floor.
And now we present our New Balance player of the game, Ivica Zubac.
He's put on a shooting exhibition for us here tonight. He's missed a couple along the way, but it sure seems like everything's been falling for him. The only way to keep him from converting is to keep the ball out of his hand.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Ivica Zubac has checked in for Patrick Patterson. And it's Batum in for Marcus Morris.
Good vision, good decision by Reggie. Pushing for a better shot, finds an open man.
Harden bounce pass. Durant the pass to Claxton. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Yet another bucket in close. That's how he's earning his points today.
Irving against Jackson. The dish to George. Outside, Batum. Takes a shot at the elbow, and all around the rim that time before dropping in. Batum's got 4 this quarter. Nets trail by 5. And here is Irving. Down low, here's Griffin. It's good. The assist that time from Harden.
Top-notch play from Griffin. That was a bucket they needed.
And so it's Jackson who brings it up for Los Angeles. They've given up just 8 points in the 4th quarter. 55 seconds left in the 4th. And it's blocked. Harden the pass to Griffin. Takes it out to Harden. Irving looking for an opening. Money! And that shot brings them to within just 1.
Big-time basket at a big-time moment.
This is why we all watch. The NBA is about these moments.
And George, here we go. Count it!
No moment is ever too big for Paul George. He remains confident in the clutch.
Here's KD. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's on Kawhi Leonard. So the first one drops, and that brings them within 2 here.
Growing up, KD wanted to play for his favorite team, the Toronto Raptors, which featured his favorite player, Vince Carter. Yeah, that's who you want stepping to the line when the game is close.
And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
And that's an intentional foul. He hits the first one, and that will put them up by 2.
And with Reggie Jackson, it's a testament to his natural talent that he often leaves us wanting a little bit more. That's why you want him at the line when the game is close. He knows how to deliver in the clutch.
Durant with a wide open look. Oh, he couldn't make that shot go to force overtime. David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The Lakers coming through the tunnel with swagger. This looks like a team. And we've got a quick moment now to take a look at the long-term rebounding numbers over several seasons for DeAndre Jordan.
It's a concerning trend for him. Whether he's lost some strength or just isn't putting in as much effort on the glass as he used to, he's not rebounding nearly as effectively anymore. And that's something that needs to change.
So the Nets starting five. Harden out there with Tyler Johnson. Then there's Green, and it's Durant, and it's Jordan in at the center position. And for the Lakers, Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Morris is out there with Marc Gasol, and it's Schroeder in at the one spot. Now, here is Harden. Here's KD. Just 5 on the clock. Unloads. Harden can't hit. And Morris has got the ball here for one. Oh, the power on that prudence.
Tell you what, just add that one to the highlight reel. James is truly one of the greatest slam dunkers of all time.
And although it seems like KCP will never be a huge factor on offense, he can still give you valuable points and also that spacing he can provide out on the floor.
Yeah, I agree with you there, and it's a valuable tool kit that he has because he can provide some playmaking and shot making and spacing of the floor, and he's also become more efficient as an offensive player. But he does know and recognize that his strength is at the defensive end, his athleticism, mobility, and versatility, and offense is tertiary to his contributions.
Here's Schroeder following the basket by DeAndre Jordan. James kicks it over to Schroeder. Outside for Caldwell Pope. Schroeder passes to Gasol. And a wide open look for James. Another miss by James.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
And here's Brooklyn. Durant with it. Gasol covering. Jordan the pass to Harden. And it's off from three-point range. For Los Angeles, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Nobody near Schroeder. And again, no good by the Lakers. Lobbed up there for Durant. And stolen by LeBron. And here comes the break. Here's Caldwell Pope. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Yeah, you know, Kentavious Caldwell Pope, his quickness can be overwhelming at times. Really hard to defend if you're not physical and focused.
So he gets them both. Greg, we're still involved in the conference system. Does it hold relevance as we're looking here at the standings mid-season?
You know, for travel distance, yes, and there's also some tradition at stake. I mean, look, that said, in a perfect world, you'd like to see the best 16 teams make the playoffs each year, but we've had, you know, imbalance in conferences forever, so that's not going to change, but sometimes change is just necessary.
How about quickly for the playoffs? Would you like to reseed and take the top 16s, 1 through 16?
I would. I think that'd be a great idea. Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Joe Harris comes in for Green, and it's Bruce Brown in for Johnson. LeBron with the bucket.
You know, LeBron James is so strong and able to finish through contact because of it. You've got to wrap him up. You've got to get him before he gets that ball up in the shooting motion because contact other than that doesn't bother him.
Here's Griffin following the basket by LeBron James. Outside for Griffin. Outside Irving. Three-pointer. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Lakers leading by 4. Floats it up for James. And an intentional foul right there. The Lakers making a switch here. Jones is checked in. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Here's Irving. And again, no good by Brooklyn. The Lakers have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. The shot's good from Kuzma.
Well, you got to shut these lanes off because Kuzma relishes the opportunity to finish around the rim.
On its way from Irving for two. Here's Claxton, and denied. He sends it right off the glass. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless, the foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
They get it back. Harrell kicks to Caruso. Horton Tucker, the pass to Jones. 6 to shoot. No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
Very surprising that he came away empty there, especially given room to operate.
And the whistle blows as the basket counts, and a three-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up.
Boy, great display of concentration and tenacity from Irving there. Fighting his way through contact, getting it up and down, plus the foul.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Harris is checked in for Nicholas Claxton. And Luwawu subbed in for Landry Shamet. Here's Caruso. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Makes it off the glass. A chance at a 2-for-1 if they want it.
If I'm them, I try it.
Outside Irving. Harris against Jones. Inside. Back to Harris. Rebounded by the Lakers.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam.
Really piling on the lead with a dunk like that. Great assist that time by Kyrie Irving.
And that does it for the first quarter. Lakers lead by 5. A little bit earlier, we had a chance to chat with Kyle Kuzma.
You know, for me, it's super cool.
Well, Kuzma, Greg, has certainly learned a lot, proficient at the offensive end, and adding more to his game every day.
Yeah, I mean, he's been focused on improving the defense and rebounding, and much of that is due to the players he's been surrounded by.
We welcome you back to Noche Latina. Becoming an annual tradition is always here on 2K Sports, and always exciting. And taking a look at the Lakers' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing in the game?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
They've got them rattled. It's only the first quarter, and already they've made enough big plays on defense to last really an entire game.
Carroll is out there with Kyle Kuzma. Then it's Jones. And it's Horton Tucker in at the 2. That's the group for the Lakers to start the second quarter. Here's KD. He's still scoreless so far in this one. To the left side wing. Luwawu Cabarro kicks to Griffin. It's stolen by Jones. And it's the Lakers on the break. Kuzma, right side. Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. In the corner, Harrell with it. Pass to Horton Tucker. 5 to shoot. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. And some changes here for the Lakers. Antetokounmpo comes in for Damian Jones. And James subbed in for Kyle Kuzma. And a change for the Nets. Claxton's checked in. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played. Harden kicks to Luwawu Cabarro. Back to Harden. Oh, and there's the alley-oop.
Terrific ball movement. Harden with perfect timing on the pass. That's often overlooked when the pass gets there. He relishes his role as distributor.
Caruso, the pass to Antetokounmpo. It's stolen. And here comes Harden, leading the fast break. And so they choose to intentionally foul. Dennis Schroeder's checked in for the Lakers. Then for the Nets, Jordan, he's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Green comes in for Joe Harris. And it's Tyler Johnson in for Luwawu. Harden bounce pass. Durant deciding where to go with it. Goes up on the wing. Can't hit that one. And it's the Lakers the other way.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, still close, but with their tough play on the boards, we're certainly seeing the effort.
And the Lakers making a change here. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Griffin comes in for Jeff Green. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for Johnson. Harden dishes to Griffin. Left side, Jordan. The three from KD. And the Nets miss again.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Oh, that's offensive interference. Nets trail by 5. Harden with it. He's coming off a 40-point game against Indiana.
And they were just struggling to stop him. They sent him to the line over and over, and the free throws were a big part of the game.
And here's James. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. Their defense has only allowed 4 points in the quarter.
And I'll tell you what, guys, I think that's the best part of James's game, and he's got a lot of good parts, but his vision is otherworldly.
Here's Irving after the made shot from Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the net.
Yeah, really left him no choice there. He had to foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
This is his second trip to the line in this one.
This season, 88% on the line, so he has been in a comfort zone.
You know, guys, that's not quite the same success rate he had at the line last year, although it is somewhat in the neighborhood of last year's numbers.
Nets trail by 5. Durant in the corner. Harden finds Jordan. Kicks it out to Harden. Here's Irving. To the paint. Here's Griffin. And Gasol sends it back.
You really got to admire the reach of Gasol. He's excellent at utilizing those long arms of his to turn away shots.
Harden against Caldwell Pope. And the Nets miss again. Lakers leading by 5. And there's Schroeder. That's good. The assist by Morris. Schroeder's got his second basket of the night.
Yep, you know, after a scoreless first period, he's really turned it up a notch, building some momentum.
On the wing, Irving. That one falls.
I got a question for you. How do you defend Irving in the pick and roll? He's so quick, and his ball handling is so good. Absolutely, virtually impossible.
Morris into the lane. The shot missing. Good D by Jordan. Harden kicks to Irving. Shoots over Schroeder. No good from 11 feet. Now here's Caldwell Pope. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters. Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets under.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. A competitive matchup for the Lakers in the first quarter. Their biggest advantage of the period was 7. Thanks for joining.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Kyrie Irving really making a difference here.
And even with the defense shading towards him on every trip down, he still finds a way to come up big.
Well, we're not surprised by that. No more than what we've come to expect of him. He can adapt and adjust to anything a defense tries to throw at him.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. So for Brooklyn now, we've got Harden. Green is out there with Durant. Then it's Jordan. And it's Johnson in at the point guard position.
Hey, we know Harden can score, but he also has great vision.
Here's Schroeder. And the basket is good. Schroeder's got the lead up to 7 now for the Lakers.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
It's Caldwell Pope with the drive. Morris passes to Kuzma. Gasol, the dunk, and the foul. A powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan. Antetokounmpo's checked in for Los Angeles. James comes in for Dennis Schroeder. The Nets also changing it up. Harris is checked in for Durant. And it's Bruce Brown in for James Harden. Well, Greg, with your son getting drafted, you joined the ranks of some historic NBA father-son duo.
You know, I got the opportunity to play with Arvydas Sabonis in Portland, and remember DeMontis as a little kid. Now he's an all-star last year. You know, I think you're going to have an influx of that in the coming years. Dwayne Wade's son is a terrific player. We know about LeBron's son's ability. He's possibly heading to the league one day. You just never know. I'm as a dad, it's going to get the opportunity to watch his son play excited, but I think you're going to see more of this in the future.
Cole and Greg Anthony. I like the way that sounds.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Yeah, you know, just look at the numbers, guys. I mean, they are being taken to the woodshed in the paint.
A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Jordan. Griffin comes in for Green. James Harden, he's checked in for Joe Harris. And Durant subbed in for Johnson. Now here's Durant. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. They get Marc Gasol.
Boy, when Durant's on the attack, so quick and explosive, puts the defense in a bind.
The Nets making a switch here. Irving's checked in.
Making it look effortless. Send this guy to the stripe. He's going to cash in more than not.
James looking around. And now the fast break. Griffin with the ball. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
What a find by Griffin. He's a lot more skilled as a passer than he gets credit for as far as power forwards go. He has terrific vision.
Now here's LeBron. He's got 6. Gasol's shot is good.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Stolen by Caldwell Pope. It's 2-on-1. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Montrezl Harrell, he's checked in for the Lakers. Now here's LeBron, one of the most consistent producers in the league. He's averaging around 25.5 points a game. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Nets trail by 10. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Offensive rebound. Here's Claxton. And the rejection by Harrell. KD's shot is off. And it's Antetokounmpo with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. And that'll be the third of the 4 straight at home. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, thank you. Now, we have seen continued growth with the NBA's affiliated leagues the last few years. Think about the explosion in popularity of the WNBA, the Basketball Africa League, expansion of the 2K League, greater pay in the WNBA and the G League pathway, along with the unionization of G League players. The league continues to show its commitment to expanding opportunities on multiple levels. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, David. Here's Kuzma. James Harden picking up that last basket. And Kuzma gets it to go on the assist by LeBron. Kuzma's got the lead up to 12 now for the Lakers. When Kuzma first entered the league, the Lakers were a rebuilding team. Now, Greg, he's one of the more experienced pieces on this team.
And Kuzma's made the most of it, switching to a learning role. Tries to absorb as much as he can from the vets, and he does everything he can to pick their brain and improve on those little things in terms of championship caliber basketball.
James finds Harrell, and the layup's good off the glass. Harrell's got 8 points.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Well, once they recognized the advantage they had inside, it made a lot of sense just to continue to attack that area.
And a breakdown here, guys, the hustle stats for the Lakers.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
Yeah, I think you also have to give them a lot of credit for how well they've risen up to meet shooters, to challenge shots in this game. A lot of blocked shots tonight.
A platoon swap here for the Lakers. Brown is checked in for Brooklyn. Landry Shamet comes in for Kevin Durant. Here's Irving after the made shot from Dennis Schroeder. And again, no good by Brooklyn.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
Jones, no luck. Nets trail by 13. Here's Shamet. Off target from outside. Stripped it away. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, GA. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
Terrific versatility coming from a big man. Not something that the majority of big guys possess.
And with the 4th quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Marc Gasol is out there with Montrezl Harrell. Then there's Kyle Kuzma, and it's Caruso in at the point. That's the Laker 5. Schroeder against Johnson. And the pass to Brown. Right side, Jordan. Brown, the pass to Green. To the middle. Knocked away. It's stolen by Morris. And it's the Lakers on the break. Here's Caldwell Pope and the powerful one-handed slam.
Hey, it's not easy trying to stick with Caldwell Pope now, especially when he leaks out in transition.
Outside, Green. On the wing, Harris. Passes it to Jordan. 6 on the shot clock. Johnson for 3. Baseline jumper. The rebound by Gasol.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Jordan kicks to Brown. Lobs it up for Jordan. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Now the Lakers on the break, and now we've got the intentional foul. Some changes for Brooklyn. KD's checked in for Joe Harris. James Harden comes in for Brown. And Irving subbed in for Tyler Johnson. Out to Morris. Back to Schroeder. The feed to Gasol. LeBron against Durant. Clock at 4. The drive by James and the dunk by James.
Well, that's one man never afraid to punch it. Give LeBron a path to the bucket, and the finish is going to be something in a poster.
Better to be lucky than good. That pass was just deflected and not stolen. Dodged a bullet there.
Irving dishes to Jordan. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Irving showing you he's a frame ahead of his opponent with that nice imagination on offense.
James kicks to Caldwell Pope. Pass to Schroeder. On the wing, Morris. Schroeder dishes to James. Caldwell Pope on the wing. On the wing, Morris. A nice shot by Gasol.
Boy, the confidence of Gasol on the block is really impressive to see. I mean, once he gets good positioning, he goes right to work.
Harden surveying the D. KD against Caldwell Pope. Yes, that goes in.
KD's aggressive streak coming out on that play. He can mix it up with the big guys when he needs to.
Irving against Schroeder. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game. 1:53 left in the 4th quarter. KD passes to Jordan. Outside Irving. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Irving, excellent at converting with either hand. He's got a special talent for finishing in the lane.
And stolen by Jordan. And oh, here comes Durant all alone. And then Durant with the jam.
Well, so often we see this transition buckets off turnovers.
And we know turnovers are painful and costly. You get loose with the ball on one end and get punished on the other end.
Johnson, he's checked in for Brooklyn. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the 4th quarter. And again, no good by the Lakers. And he commits the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Kyrie Irving, he's checked in for Brooklyn. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Jordan's got it back down to single digits for the Nets.
Well, you know, a big part of offensive rebounding is really relentless effort and high energy, and Jordan knows all about that.
Here's LeBron, and it's blocked by Jordan. Hands with the ball out of bounds. Jordan touched it last. A platoon swap here for the Lakers. There's 47 seconds left in the 4th quarter of this one. Shot clock at 5. 11 feet away. McKinney, no good. And now running it up the court. Green pushing it all the way. And here's Harden for 3. Kuzma pulls it in. They're this close to putting it away.
Yeah, they don't need to do anything special. Just take time off the clock.
Good on the first, and that'll push the lead to double digits. And both free throws good for Harrell.
I think it's a wrap. When the game's on the line, he knows how to deliver the crushing blow.
And so it's Irving with it, bringing it up for Brooklyn. Jeff Green on the wing. Back to Irving. Lets it go from deep. Knocks down the 3 ball.
Always great from deep. I don't think Irving has gotten enough credit for how lethal he is from behind the arc.
Here's Caruso. Here's the 3. And so the Lakers take the win. A confident win. And all right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up.
being 1-1.
Right, game 2 I would say was the most nerve-wracking game. Game 3 and game 1 I was just like normal, but game 2, right, that's you win or you go home. And I wasn't in that much of my rhythm yet. I found it throughout the game, and then down the stretch, he was down 3, and my main goal was just don't give up any threes. Don't give up any threes, so I fouled him a couple of times, and the last possession I ended up getting a
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And those are the starting lineups. Lots of interest. And a good Thursday evening to you. 2K. And let's take a look at the last handful of seasons and the steal numbers for Paul George.
And when you see the tumble his steal totals have taken the last few years, you can see that he's gotten away from playing the kind of gritty, hard-nosed D he was known for. That's an aspect of his game he needs to get back.
And now the Lakers starting group. Caldwell Pope and LeBron fill out the wings. Marc Gasol is out there with Morris, and it's Schroeder in at the 1. And for the Clippers, they've got Ivica Zubac. Batum is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Paul George, and it's Jackson in at the point.
Yeah, Paul George, look out. Hammers that one home.
James in the post. He's covered by Leonard. And it's off the back rim, no good. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. They went to Los Angeles for their last meeting with the Lakers and came out with a victory.
And really brought an impressive physicality to that matchup, drawing a ton of fouls and, of course, went on to win it.
No doubt that's what made the difference. The aggression they showed, attacking, drawing contact. It got them points at the line and made foul trouble a big concern on the other side.
Now the Clippers moving it up. Launches it. The Lakers with the rebound. And now just over a minute played here in the first. Caldwell Pope kicks to Morris. Back to Caldwell Pope. Shoots the 3. It's hauled in by Zubac. Clippers have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started.
And the Croatian big man, Ivica Zubac, a big hip-hop fan. His teammates call him Zupac.
It's amazing that he was traded from the Lakers to the Clippers, so still home games here at Staples Center. A really good decision there from Paul George, quick to find the open man.
Schroeder looking around. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Well, as we enter the back half of the season, some players are worn down, but Greg, are there certain players who really dial in at this point, who find traction with their game?
No doubt about it, Kevin, especially for the veterans who understand it's a marathon and not a sprint. You really are trying to build up towards this portion and take your game and your mindset to another level. So this is a time for those guys when they just start to hit their stride.
I love how active Paul George is right now. He's sharing the ball, he's involving his teammates, and stepping into this nice, comfortable leadership role here tonight.
Now here's Caldwell Pope. Taking a look at the scoring numbers, right now he averages about 9 points a game, 4 on the shot clock. Schroeder passes to Gasol. Here's James. Rebound by the Clippers. They come into this one following the loss to the Mavericks.
Yeah, on the road, you're already a little out of your element. Then the misses from the line become contagious.
Well, it can affect your confidence, not just as the player shooting.
What a kill!
Wow, fans loving that right there.
What a kill!
Nice. Well, not only looking at Paul George get up, look at the guys on the bench loving it from PG.
It's Schroeder with the drive. Here's Gasol. Shoots over Zubac. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's on Kawhi Leonard.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers.
Well, a big fella with the ability and confidence at the free throw line is something that every team wants. Don't have to make those late substitutions. Keep your big guys on the floor.
It's Williams with the drive. The 3 from Morris. Comes out of the gate empty. He's 0 for 1. Lakers trail by 3. Right side Gasol. Here's Caruso. Harrell kicks to Caruso. Here's Horton Tucker. He had 16 points in the win against Minnesota.
For him, it's harder to miss that shot than it is to make that shot. I think he was anticipating a bit of a bump there.
And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit. That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
The Lakers making a switch here. James is checked in.
Traditionally, that's how you want to finish the break, right at the rim.
Yeah, anything other than a layup in that situation, probably disappointing. Had numbers, took advantage.
Williams kicks to Kennard. A three-pointer, no good.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Here's Harrell. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
He gets really excited about finishing through contact.
The Clippers trail. Now Williams still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Oturu, good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Antetokounmpo's checked in for Marc Gasol. 26 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. It's stolen by Morris. Now the Clippers moving it up. Here's Williams. Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Yeah, and you'd like to see more of this from Marcus. Attack that offensive glass and generate some points outside of those set plays.
Here's LeBron. Plays it up and banks it in. LeBron's got 6.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Williams, that's a two-pointer, and that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Clippers lead by 1. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And guys, what's your take on the Clippers so far?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, you don't see that all that often, getting down there and doing that much damage in a quarter. You got to respect the game plan.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So for the Lakers right now, Jones is out there with Montrezl Harrell. Then it's LeBron James, and it's Horton Tucker in at the 2. Williams passes to Kennard. He dishes it to Patterson. Shot clock at 6. Back to Kennard. Horton Tucker with the rebound. The Lakers trail. Boy, Greg, there is a lot to like offensively for Luke Kennard.
I tell you, he can shoot it. He's a crafty finisher and really improving as a passer. The question mark is the defensive end. 6'5" in height and wingspan, not elite too, so he's got to get by on his instincts and his anticipation. I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time. Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. And the Lakers also making a change. Dennis Schroeder's checked in for James. Horton Tucker, the pass to Caruso. He kicks to Harrell. Uncovered, and it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Harrell's got the lead up to 3 now for the Lakers. Now, here's George. He's coming off a 28-point game against Dallas.
His passing, another high point in that game. He made sure it wasn't all about him. He wanted to get his teammates involved.
The Clippers shooting their first free throw of the night here. A new generation of players, Greg, coming into the NBA alongside your son Cole. We've got a lot of players who I think are going to have a long-term impact on this game.
There's no doubt about it. Listen, I hope Cole can have the kind of impact that some of these guys are, but Look at the Grizzlies. I think they got two terrific ones. Ja Morant has superstar written all over him. Brandon Clark probably surprised some people with his ability to have an impact. And if you look at this past draft, Obi Toppin is one to watch. This is a guy with great size and length who was a perimeter player until he had a growth spurt. So those are the types of players that I think when you combine athleticism and skill with the way the court is spaced, man, can have a tremendous impact in this game.
Here's Jones. Kuzma outside. Tipped away. Pass to Morris from the arc. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. They'll find themselves in the middle of this string of 3 straight at home.
That's a shocker there. Did not expect him to miss from that range. He's got to be shooting close to 60% from there.
That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good. And it's Batum with the ball, bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Only giving up 6 here in this quarter. George with no one around. And again, no good by the Clippers.
Is it getting cold in here? This is a tough one. Crucial that he starts to work a little harder for a higher percentage shot.
And again, no good by the Lakers. The Clippers have gone just 2 of 8 shooting here in the second quarter. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Patterson, he's checked in for the Clippers. The Lakers also making some changes. Marc Gasol comes in for Damian Jones. And James subbed in for Kyle Kuzma. James against Leonard. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. Morris into the lane. Off on the layup.
Well, that's how to protect the rim without fouling. Force him into an awkward release and a bit of an adjustment on the layup.
Stolen by Caldwell Pope, all by himself. Morris with the bucket.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Clippers shooting about 33%. Not happy with their play on that end. George looking over the floor. Pass to Batum from 12 feet out. Off the left rim and out. Lakers have gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all told. On the wing, Morris. The pass to Gasol. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. And the Lakers lead by 4.
And, you know, we may see Gasol all over the court, but he's still best inside. Has an array of post moves, plus a beautiful touch.
And Jackson gets it to go.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Lakers have gone 5 of 11 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. LeBron with it. He had 25 points in the win against Minnesota.
And he also positioned himself perfectly to grab all those rebounds. Guys, can't forget about the fundamentals.
He gets it up. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And that...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to a competitive matchup for the Lakers in the first quarter. They were always within striking distance. That's all for now.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. Look at LeBron James. He's really been playing well.
Definitely been challenging the defense here early on, not settling for anything outside.
And you want these kind of nights where you can start to see those openings before they happen.
Lou Williams out there with Luke Kennard. Then it's Marcus Morris, and it's man in at the small forward. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Just 4 to shoot. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Offensive rebound.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
And LeBron throws it down.
LeBron James out sprinting up the floor, his 16th season, still getting after it.
Clippers trail by 4. Strange to see Marc Gasol shooting from outside. His game, Greg, wasn't always like it is now.
I mean, Gasol has added a 3 to his game in the last seasons with Memphis, and it was an immediate success. He became a functioning stretch 5. Early in his career, he was more likely to drag you to the block and just bruise you more than anything else.
A nice shot by Gasol.
And trust me, Dennis Schroeder would love to score the basketball, but his ability to set up his teammates is also effective.
And Dennis Schroeder gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. Right side, Leonard. Banked in off the glass.
Really, with that level of speed and power, it is so difficult to keep Leonard from scoring on the drive.
It's Caldwell Pope with the drive, and that one is good. Caldwell Pope's got the lead up to 4 now for the Lakers.
Okay, good game plan. Start the second half. 3 of 4 so far from the field.
Jackson against Schroeder. Outside, George. Rocket 6. Back to Jackson. And the dunk by Jackson.
You know Jackson can just fly. I mean, that athleticism and energy is off the charts.
Caldwell Pope on the wing. All sorts of time. Rebound by the Clippers. Zubac has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Clippers have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. From deep, George kept alive. It's good on the putback. Zubac has got the game tied up here for the Clippers.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
James kicks it over to Schroeder. The Lakers rebound. Gasol dishes to Morris. George against James. Another shot. He takes it up and lays it in. James has got 4 this quarter.
Just looks so easy for LeBron James, a powerhouse who can score from anywhere.
Outside Jackson. Pass to Zubac. And here's George. 7 points in the game. Uses the glass to finish the layup. George has got 9.
PG playing behind the pick and roll, able to use his size. A pretty good decision that time with the basketball.
Schroeder finds Gasol. Back to Schroeder. Right side Gasol. It's LeBron with the drive. Batum with the steal. Outside, George. It counts, and the foul. They get Marc Gasol.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Patterson, he's checked in for Batum. Morris comes in for Leonard. Lou Williams is subbed in for Reggie Jackson. Montrezl Harrell, he's checked in for the Lakers. James, here's Harrell. With the putback, James on the follow. He's got 14.
And just such a physical force. LeBron James, sensational at reading the play and using his size to get possession.
George passes to Zubac. 51 seconds left in the third. Here's George. He's got 12. This one for 3. Williams. And Williams is right there.
I don't think this is a conditioning issue, but they look like they've lost their legs here in the second half.
And the dunk by James.
Now, LeBron sometimes will show him off. The handle's right there, pretty sick, slicing up the defense that time.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's George. Here's Zubac on the wing. Williams. George against Caldwell Pope. George passes to Zubac. Over LeBron. Zubac no good. James looking around. And they pick up 2. James has got 10 points now just in this quarter.
You got to do better than that, or at least try. LeBron James just too strong, and a little contact is not going to go a long way.
And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Lakers lead by 1. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
It's just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Yeah, those are the kind of plays that you want to put on a canvas. Just beautiful basketball.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. And the Lakers call time here. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
During that break, Frank Vogel had some real words for his team. He told them, hey, this game is there for you, but we got to go get it. 50-50 balls, getting to the basket. We have to give it all right now. Kevin?
Taking a look at the Lakers. Harrell is out there with LeBron James, and it's Marc Gasol. Then there's Markieff Morris, and it's Antetokounmpo in at the power forward.
Cutting into that deficit now, well within striking distance.
They're just much sharper out there. You can see guys getting in tune. It's not about playing harder. Sometimes it's just about playing smarter.
Zubac finds Morris. Launches a 3. Hits it from three-point range. And the Clippers lead by 2.
And the one thing about Moore, he doesn't scare you from beyond the arc, but you still have to account for him.
Leonard with the steal. And here we go with Morris, running it up the court. Outside Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Well, not much you can do to stop that. Leonard showing once again his physical prowess at the 10.
James in the post, working on Zubac. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's foul number 2 for him. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now.
Bringing a strong work ethic defensively. Moore is grinding on the shooter there.
Leonard inside. Antetokounmpo defending. Again, the Clippers.
Well, not a single point in the first quarter, but he's found his game, and you can tell he's got a bit of his swagger back.
James outside. This is the Morris. In the corner, Harrell with it. LeBron up top. 5 on the clock. Will it go? And contact on the... And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the officials.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Reggie Jackson comes in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Paul George in for Kennard. And then for the Lakers, Horton Tucker's checked in. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Antetokounmpo.
We watch LeBron and we marvel at him, but how hard that LeBron James works at his craft and continues to push the bar for himself physically is one of the things that you have to appreciate the most.
Here's Caldwell Pope over Jackson, and it's sent back by George.
Not many guys have the two-way ability of a Paul George, just as dangerous defensively as he can be offensively.
Well, you like guys who can work that in-between area, really keeps the defense honest.
Oh, man, that is just easy for him out there. At his size with that kind of touch, that is money.
Caldwell Pope kicks it over to Schroeder. James wide open. No good from outside. Clippers leading by 6. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Morris has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Yeah, and that's a pure hustle play, getting to the offensive glass for the tip-in.
And that's the kind of quality you see in any strong offensive rebounder, isn't it?
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
And it's Leonard missing. Lakers trail by 8. Here's LeBron. And again, the Lakers no good. And Dennis Schroeder gets the whistle that time. That's his 3rd foul of the game. And it's the Clippers' ball. They're on a 13-4 run. Up top, Leonard. He's guarded by Schroeder. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
And don't give a cerebral player like Leonard that kind of opening. He'll read that gap.
And here's Gasol. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. Schroeder dishes to Caldwell Pope. Lets it go with the 3. Morris with the rebound. Clippers leading by 10.
Guys, I think this is a game they have to feel good about as we wind through the final moments here in what looks to be a solid win for the Clippers.
They had a fantastic play from the bench.
Man, this team has great depth, and they showed it in this game.
And so the hard work and effort paying off tonight, putting another win in the books. That'll be win number 27. And a great team effort tonight, helped in large part with contributions, and the nice night it ended up being for Paul George.
And guys, I just felt he was tremendous tonight. His energy infected his teammates, and the wrecking ball on both ends.
And here's George for 3. That shot off. And the Lakers going the other way now.
Guys, let's just go ahead and call this one. It's over.
You want to keep expending energy, or do you want to start thinking about the next one?
And it's the Clippers' ball. Morris outside. Zubac's the pass to Morris. From deep three-point range, sinks it. What range from outside. Wow.
This arena was rocking throughout the night. You could really feel the energy.
A huge motivation, always great for a young team, but veteran players also.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it.